Okay, good evening, magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. Welcome mo sa ating program. Ako po si Sonny LARAGAN. We're coming to you live on a happy Thursday. Ayan, medyo nahirapan lang ako magsalita. Yung aking ngipin paano ba yan? Kumikis-kis ba to sa gilid ng aking dila, no? So I'm having kind of difficulty tonight. Pero okay lang, the show must go on, sabi nga nila, no? So tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating program. At siyempre tonight, kasama natin yung ating expert. It's Immigration Corner today. And, nako, iba na pala tong hindi natin napalitan tong ating, yung ating running logo, no? We have a different running logo. Doon sa mga nanonood ho ngayon, I'd like to tell you to go to Filipino TV Europe, no? Meron ho tayong bagong channel ho. So all of the TV shows that we have, all of this video things that you see, nandun na ho ngayon yan sa Filipino TV Europe, no? Ayan ha, no? Filipino TV Europe. I-type nyo lang ho sa inyong Facebook page. If you are watching us from the different channels like Pinoy Radio UK, Sonny LARAGAN page, Yes Philippines, wherever, no? You're watching us right now. Pwede naman ho. You can still watch from those different pages, except that if you want to message us, no? Kung gusto nyo, if you want to message us, the problem is we wouldn't be able to flash it, no, on our screen. We have both. I'd like to announce we have both. So ito, mamaya papaguhin ho natin yan. We will be changing that, no? Saan ba yan? We'll have to change that. Hindi na muna yan ngayon, no? We will be changing that. We are now simulcast on Filipino TV Europe. Sabay ho yan. If you want to watch us on high definition, yung sobra hong liwanag, you can watch us on YouTube, no? Type in, naku mamaya, ilalabas ho natin. Anyway, welcome to the program. It's Happy Thursday. And of course, we have with us our expert ho, syempre, sa larangan ng immigration, the managing partner of Douglas Simon Solicitors. Walang iba kundi ang pinakamamahalin nyo. Mahal nating lahat, mahal ko. Walang iba kundi si Attorney LIRA Simon CABATBAT. Attorney, magandang gabi.
Hi, Sonny. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Attorney. Happy Thursday. Oh, yeah. Did I tell you I had my vaccination already?
No. Kailan nangyari yun?
Tuesday at 10:33 in the morning.
Oh,
And I'd like
okay.
to announce wala akong side effects. Thank God. Because
Thank
some of my
goodness.
friends,
Well,
may nilalagnat, merong matindi ang ulo after 2 days, no? Or merong mga lumps daw sa, yung mga babae. Thank God. Sana, I don't know if it's early days. Baka naman after the third or the fourth day, I don't know. Pero so far, awa ng Diyos. I want to be thankful. Wala akong side effect. Or any side effects.
That's so good. No, well done. No, well done. Yeah, sorry to hear about your, yung mouth ulcer o naman yan sa ngipin mo.
Ito sa side ng aking, side ng aking tongue, Pag tumatama sa ngipin, siguro baka, matalim na yung sa ngipin ko, no? But anyway, yes, still, okay naman. Siyempre, ako naman, I am so happy on a Thursday. Kasama na naman kita. We missed you for about a week, no? At, kumusta? How was it, Attorney? Ako, yun ang aking balita. I had this vaccination. Okay, my first dose, it's Pfizer. And within 12 weeks, I'm going to be having my second dose. I don't know when, no? Sinulat lang nila 12 weeks, So that could be earlier than 12 weeks, no? It depende. Some people yet are having their second doses, di ba?
Yeah, no, that's so good nga. No, I mean, this week, it's spring week na, no? It's truly a happy Thursday. Hindi na gano'ng malamig. We have vaccinations now up. So it's life is beginning to look up. Hopefully nga, it will just get better and better, no? Maraming mga taong may vaccinations nga. So life, I think, is beginning to get back to normal. And then, as a bonus today, dahil hindi ka pwedeng hindi ka gano'ng makasalita, I'm going to take over. I'm going to be talking a lot more.
But I'd like to... okay lang, Attorney. Siyempre, ganun talaga, no? But okay pa rin, makakapagsalita pa rin tayo, but not the usual that we had before. Pero pwede pa rin. Pero I'd like you, ang ganda mo, you look so smart tonight, ha? Oh, look at you.
Oh, thank you.
Ayan, oh, very
Yeah,
smart na
direct,
smart, no?
direct from the office.
Maganda, black kasi, di ba? Very, very, ano ba, how would you say? Black would be very, very kind of formal in a way, elegant ba? Pwede ba? How
Yeah.
would you describe? Kasi black na
Well,
black, your
it's
hair is black,
yeah.
your, how do you call that? Parang coat ba? Blazer? How do you,
Tong jacket. Yeah. Well, it's
jacket?
the
Hmm.
it's the lawyer's uniform, black and blue. You know? So it's yeah, it's formal, I suppose, and it's it's may mga tao, no, they're less formal, which is also fine, of course. Pero ako, it's just I like to be formal in the office. I think it's quite important that you portraying out the formality, especially kung meron kang hearing. Actually, I had a hearing earlier on, so.
Hmm, okay.
In the so
Hearing
they
na,
see me.
hearing na ano, na, oh, mismong you were in, how would you call it? You were in court or, ano? Oh, was it
Well,
virtual?
yeah, it was a virtual, so remote hearing, so via
Remote
the
hearing,
iPad,
oh.
and yeah, so judges are there at saka, the other side nga, and yeah, so you still have to, be formal, at least this top
Oh,
up, so yeah, no, it's yeah, so
na-imagine,
it's formality.
na-imagine kita, attorney, or you said formality, na-imagine kita, siguro, siyempre, very business-like, di ba? Very serious, di ba? Parang, hindi ka naman pwede magngingiti doon, no? Pero dito, pagdating dito, let your hair down, literally, no? Your
Yeah.
hair is down, pero you're letting your hair
Gonna
down. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's truly, it is. I've been looking forward actually to today. I mean, I look forward to Thursdays now, but there's some topics that I think maybe there's some urgency in discussing it, and it's one of the topics now today. So I've been actually looking forward today, and I've been preparing up for this in the last since last Thursday now, because I think I get inquiries about yung topic nga natin ngayon, which is NHS. Obviously more frequently at the moment because of the situation, and so I think it's important na mga kababayan natin, especially alam nila, especially if they're a bit concerned yung immigration nga. So I thought I'd tackle that and try and break it down in a way that makes more sense, because it's a very confusing topic also. So yeah, so I've been quite looking forward to today, apart from the fact, of course, yeah, I'd like to let my hair down. It's happy Thursday. It's so
yes.
I was looking forward to it, and I still am.
Ayan. Okay. Like I said, no, guys, you can message us on Filipino TV Europe, no, and that's going to be Facebook and what do you call this? Facebook, sa Facebook page, no. So doon kayo pwedeng mag-message, and we can flash it on the screen. If you go to Pinoy Radio UK, or you go to SONNY LARAGAN, or go to any other page, I don't know if I'd be able to read them, no? But dito sa Filipino TV Europe, we can have the chance to, you can see it, no? Sandali lang, ha? Okay, tignan ko lang tong ating, Alright. I just want to show them yung ating bagong Facebook page, attorney, no? Because soon we're
Sure.
gonna be officially launching. Well, I just don't want to say it muna. But ito ho, ang Filipino TV Europe, ito siya, attorney, no? So we can show it to those of you who are watching us right now. Ito ho, ang bagong Facebook page ho ng ating mga shows is Filipino TV Europe. It's easy to find, facebook.com/Filipino TV Europe, no? And also, we have our YouTube page then, no? Papakita lang natin sa kanila yung YouTube page natin. Oops, teka muna, dapat tayo lang muna. YouTube page natin para makita lang nila. Meron tayong mga early people who immediately what do you call this, like the channel, yung ating YouTube channel, no?
Oh,
And we're
wonderful.
gonna be flashing their names. Yung masusurprise ka yung mga oops, hindi lumalabas siya, no? Sandali lang, ha. Ang unang bumati sa atin, tignan ko kung may lalabas tayong bumati sa atin. Ang unang bumati sa atin, attorney. Hindi ko alam kung sinong unang bumati sa atin. Let's have a look at this, no? Oops, teka muna. Title 9. Okay, alright. Ayan. Sandali lang ho, no? It's happy. Okay. Ayun. Ito ang unang bumati sa atin, attorney, sa Facebook page. At least, ikaw natutuwa ka. Diyan ako natutuwa sa'yo. Nagko-comment ka kagad sa kanila, no? Ito, attorney. Ayan. Can you read?
Oh,
Can you
okay.
read that?
Oh,
No? Oo,
yeah. Yeah. So, our regular, si Miss Paner po. So, Marian Galicia Paner. So, sabi niya, hello po, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Lira. At sa lahat, happy Thursday po. Stay safe and God bless. Oh, hello, Miss Paner.
Hello, hello, Marianne Panero, no? Attorney, that is, you can see the small icon, logo or icon of Facebook, no? Sa gitna. Can you see
yes.
that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Nandyan,
yes.
yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for tuning in po.
Ayan, ito naman nating one of our avid viewers natin, no? Tingnan, ito. Uy, ayaw pumasok siya. Ayun, pumasok. YouTube yan.
Pinalitan niya yung picture niya. I think Mr. Ed Duay,
Oh, Edgar Duay, yan. Si Ed Duay, yan.
Yes. So, sabi niya, magandang Thursday, Attorney LC and legendary Sonny Laragan, of course.
Mabuhay.
I like the picture.
Yes. Ito. Also another one from YouTube. So we have a combination of Facebook and YouTube tonight.
Wow, okay. So ito, galing kay Belinda Bartlett, no? Bartlett, sorry. Hello, Attorney Lira and Sonny. I'm happy to watch and listen to you both with the heart emojis. Ayan, thank you for tuning in, you know?
When we announced this, Attorney, I think when we announced this last Tuesday yata, no? Ano tawag dito? When we announced this on Tuesday, yung mga, dito mo malalaman yung ating mga supporters. You know why? Mm-hmm. These were the earliest people who immediately liked our Facebook page, YouTube page. Yan, si Jesus Abatumbakal, Teresita Ortman from Switzerland, April Rose Galano, si Rud, ano yan, that's Rudy Librojo. Edgar Duay. Okay. Yeah. Yan ang mga 5 o 6 na unang nung last Thursday, no? O Tuesday. So meron na ho. Thank you very much. Makikita namin yung mga kaibigan. We can see who our real friends are. Pag nag-like doon, nag-subscribe, alam natin yun ang supporter natin. So, you can support us sa ating YouTube page, no? So, tonight, we have a combination of Facebook and, ano pangalan to? And YouTube, no? Ito, meron pa. Pahabol ko lang din sa mga paunang no? Because I know, napaka-interesting na yung didiscuss ngayon, no? Very timely, no? NHS, sandali lang, asa lang, attorney, yung ating, eto. Bumalik ulit siya, no? Si Miss Paner. She wanted to emphasize where she's watching from. Saan siya nanonood, attorney?
Yeah, so sabi niya, hello again, Miss Paner. So I'm watching from Cheltenham.
Mabuhay, ha? Ganda niya. Maganda, pareho kayo na hair, attorney, ha? Long hair, long black flowing hair. Niya. Oh. So, ito.
Yeah, she even has glasses like me usually.
Really?
Okay. So, So, Chester Lomotos. So, sabi niya, good evening, everyone.
Oo, kaibigan natin yan. Saan ka ba, Chester? Sa Leeds ba? Leeds yata si Chester. So, yan ang mga kaibigan natin from Leeds. He's an avid golfer. No? At sana ay matuto tayo ng golfing sa kanya. No? So, Chester, mabuhay. No? Teka muna, baka meron pang mga, sometimes miss some messages na hindi nakakalusot, no? Nakakapasok. Ayan. So, yes, good evening. So, magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. Ayan, like we said, you can watch us on, para mas makapasok ko kayo ng message, you can watch us on Filipino TV. Ayan, Europe, Europe tayo. Because, attorney, may mga bumabati sa atin from different parts of Europe,
Wow.
Oo. Ang ganda naman ng bati sa'yo ni Edgar Duay, attorney. Ito. Yan. Oops. Ito ang kanya pagbati sa'yo, attorney, Ayan.
Okay.
YouTube yan.
Yeah, so galing to, kay Mr. Duay, Ed Duay. So, Attorney LC, you are so elegant as always. Oh, Mr. Duay. Mr. Duay, ikaw naman.
Salamat.
Wow.
Thanks,
You're
Ed.
so charming. Yeah.
Uy, nagmamalaki yan because last Tuesday, attorney, he was watching us via his smart TV.
Talaga?
The advantage of watching on YouTube is you can flash it on your TV. Most of the smart TVs now have YouTube. So all you have to do is go to Filipino TV Europe on YouTube and you can watch it. So malaki ang screen niya.
Wow.
Siguro kung mga 40 inches yan or 42 inches or even 50. Hindi ko alam kung gaano kalaki yan. Yeah, we had him last week. So thank you, Edgar. Mabuhay ha. Kitang-kita ko nakita mo naman yung pangalan niya, attorney ha. Kita mo naman, yan, no? Yan, oo.
Yeah,
Ed
nandiyan siya.
Duway. Talagang siyang nag-subscribe kaagad sa ating YouTube channel. So thank you, Edgar, no? Mabuhay, mabuhay, mabuhay. Okay, well, yes, ano nga palang, ano ba i-discuss natin, attorneys? Sandali lang, mag-break lang muna tayo. Break lang muna. Let's have a short break.
Sure.
And when we come back, tuloy-tuloy na ho yung discussion natin with attorney, no? Lira Simon CABATBAT. Saglit po lamang.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating programa. Ako po si Sonny LARAGAN. Siyempre, happy Thursday ho sa inyong lahat. Kapiling natin si Attorney Lira Simon CABATBAT. Attorney, good evening once again, no? Ayan. We're back. Ayun, balik na ho tayo sa ating, sandali lang ha. Ayan. Okay. Ang topic natin, you're gonna be discussing, ito, ready na ako sa aking, yung aking papel at, di ba, laging ano yan eh. Kasama sa aking routine tong ating Okay, ayan. Ito na, kailangan kumuha na ako kayo ng papel at kailangan join kayo sa pag-take notes. Okay, dahil maraming pag-uusapan ngayon. Okay, Doki. Alright, attorney, yes, so you're gonna be discussing about NHS and ano yung ating i-flash lang muna natin para makita ng ating mga friends, mga viewers, no? Ayan. Medyo nagtago siya, no? Nagtago yung ating topic for tonight. But anyway, sige, carry on, attorney.
Hindi bale.
So, go ahead. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
hindi bale. So, ang pag-usapan po natin ngayon ay yung NHS treatment and immigration, no? Marami tayong mga kababayan na they're understandably a bit concerned nga kung what treatment can they receive. And it's a very confusing topic, actually. So given that we have COVID, hopefully towards the end now of COVID, it's still important yung vaccination nga, treatment kung kailangan nyo, and advice of course kung kailangan nyo. So I'm hoping that yung topic nga natin ngayon, I'm hoping to break down nga and provide some clarity, no, as to what can be treated free of charge, for example, who are entitled. So let's make a start. Marami tayong kailangang pag-usapan nga ngayon. So NHS, so National Health Service, obviously, treatment and immigration. So ang batas nagbago in 2015. So actually not too long ago. Now, to check if you're entitled to free treatment from the National Health Service, so from the NHS, you need to look at three main things. You need to understand three main issues. So, ang una po, it's called primary care, okay? Pangalawa, secondary care, And yung thirdly and last is what's called ordinarily resident. So I will explain those. Kailangan nyo malaman yon in order to really ascertain if you are actually entitled to free treatment from the NHS. So, unang-unang tingnan nyo, one thing is I would say primary care. So, ibig sabihin yon, first contact nyo. Usually, unless it's urgent, you go to your GP. So that would be what's called primary care. Another example nga of primary care is say may nangyari na aksidente kayo and you need to go to the A&E, the Accident and Emergency Unit, no? And that would also be called primary care. For primary care treatment, so kung pupunta kayo sa GP nyo o na aksidente kayo, you have to go to hospital and be treated on an emergency basis. That is in fact free. So, kung wala pa kayong GP and you want to register with the GP, not least because you want to take advice o kaya vaccination, you can do that. And that is free of charge. That is covered by the NHS regardless kung anong status nyo. Kung indefinite kayo o kung British kayo, kung indefinite kayo, kung limited leave, so estudyante, spouse, for example, o kahit wala nga kayong visa, you can register actually with the GP. No? Now, it's yung nga lang, kung wala nga kayong visa or limited leave, sometimes people are put off dahil ayaw nila magbigay ng details nga nila sa GP. Now, even though wala kayong visa or limited leave kayo, you can still register with the GP, as I say, under the NHS, and you can still be treated free of charge. So, kung merong, if you need to, as I say, register for vaccination, you can do that and it will be free because it's primary care. So yun ang unang-una. Okay? So primary care under the NHS is free. Now, pangalawa, secondary care. Now, that is when they begin to distinguish nga. Secondary care is basically follow up from your initial consultation. So sabihin natin, napunta kayo sa GP nyo. And the GP says, okay, kailangan kayong I'm going to refer you nga to a consultant, no? Sa hospital because you should get further x-rays, for example, o indeed kung may na-aksidente nga kayo and you need additional treatment, sabihin natin you were treated and you were fine but kailangan yun ng physio, no? Physiotherapy, for example. That would then be called secondary care. Now, when you get to the stage of secondary care, nun nila titignan yung status nyo. Okay, that's when it becomes important. Now, if you need to follow the follow-up treatment nga, as I said, because meron ka na aksidente kayo or you've been referred to a consultant nga, the two things that the hospital will look at to assess if you're entitled to free NHS care would be, are you what's called ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom? And do you have status in the UK? Yung dalawang yon. Now, ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom is a question of fact. No? So it would be, do you, for example, questions would be, do you usually live in the United Kingdom? So, hospital can ask you various questions. So, for example, meron ka bang permanent address dito? No? O kaya meron ka bang trabaho dito? No? Kailan ka dumating sa UK? No? All those will point to whether or not you are ordinarily resident in the UK. So basically, dito ka ba usually nakatira? No? Do you consider yourself to be resident in the UK? And the fact, is it also a fact that you're ordinarily resident in the UK? Now, kung sagot doon is yes. Then pangalawang tanong nila is, do you have settled status in the UK? So by that, and that's easier to ascertain, is British ka ba? No? Then you would definitely have settled status. O meron ka bang permanent residence? No? So EU ka, for example. Or do you have settled status again under the EU law? No? Now, or do you have indefinite leave to remain? Yeah. So indefinite leave to remain is exactly that. No? You have permanent residence again in the United Kingdom. So if the answer to both So you are ordinarily resident and you have settled status in the UK, then again, you can receive free treatment under the NHS. So hindi nyo kailangan magbayad. Now, oddly, even if you are, say, British, no, but you've been living abroad for a long time, so you can be British, but not ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom. Yeah? If that's the case, actually, you can be charged for treatment because you're not ordinarily resident. So, kailangan yung parehong dalawa. You must be ordinarily resident and, as I say, settled status nga in the UK. Kung sagot dun sa dalawang yun is yes, then you are entitled to receive NHS care, no charge. Now, for those of you na merong nga limited leave to remain in the UK, so sabihin natin spouse visa kayo o kaya you a student or domestic worker visa. So nagbayad kayo ng IHS, yung Immigration Health Surcharge. Now, you remember the IHS is payable since 2015, actually, since April 2015, and you pay that usually pagka nagpasok kayo ng application. And you also remember na they assess it per, ang bayad nyo depends on the time of the length of visa na that you're seeking. So for example, spouse visa, you would be asking for 2.5 years, no? And that means on the current rate, it's £600 per year. So 2 times 2, so 600 times 2 means that kailangan yung magbayad ng £1,500 when you submit also your application. Now, alam ko malaki yun, and sometimes it's quite difficult to also find that, especially kung malaking pamilya nyo, lahat kayo magbabayad ng IHS on top of the home office fee. But pagka nagbayad kayo ng IHS, the IHS surcharge nga, it means also that you can access NHS care like someone who is ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom. So, and like someone with settled status, which means basically you can receive NHS care without having to pay. I mean, there are things that you still need to pay, such as prescriptions, for example, dental treatment, contraception, mga ganoon. But otherwise, kung kailangan kayong operahan, no, you can receive that care, that secondary care, no, without having to pay dahil nagbayad na nga kayo ng IHS. So if you think it's 2.5 years, ang bayad, ang singil sa inyo is 1,500, it's actually a very good deal, no? Because you can imagine that kung may mangyari nga, maaksidente kayo, o you're unwell, you need treatment on a long-term basis during the 2.5 years, the 1,500 will be far outstripped by really the amount of cost that you will have access to, no? The care that you'll have access to, and so it's actually quite a good deal. So, and from the 1st of January, unfortunately, also EU nationals who are staying for more than 6 months will also be required to pay the IHS. No? So it's actually quite a good. So if you, it's quite a good deal. So sometimes, meron ko mga kalyante, they get asked by the Home Office if they want to pay the IHS surcharge because it's an appeal, and at the time they did not have to pay, for example, for the IHS. Kung tanungin sa inyo, kung sumulat sa inyo yung Home Office and they say, would invite you to pay the IHS, do pay it, no? Because 2.5 years is a long time to ensure na wala nga mangyayari sa inyo. And really, truly, 1,500 per person for the 2.5 years that you are covered. It's like an insurance nga, no? It's certainly worth it. So if you can afford it, you should pay it. No? Now, but there are also some things nga that are that the NHS will provide to you free treatment regardless of status. So kung British ka o indefinite ka o wala kang visa nga dito, there are certain conditions that they will treat you for regardless. Now, top of the list at the moment, of course, is COVID. So if you're worried about COVID nga, or indeed for vaccination, they will treat you. They will carry out the investigation, the diagnosis, and the treatment free of charge. So you don't need to pay that. Now, same goes for things like nga, if you've been subjected to domestic violence, for example, kailangan yung treatment if you have a spouse visa. Again, that would be free of charge. Family planning, again, would be free of charge. So those things, the NHS will treat you for, wala kang kailangang bayaran. Now, for those of you nga na with immigration issues, okay, this is a particular concern. So I'm asked often nga, now how will the NHS know if you're actually entitled to free treatment, no, under the NHS? Now they know because they would make contact now with the Home Office. Now there's a service or the department called Status Verification and Inquiries Checking, SVEC in short nga. And there they will provide the Home Office with yung pangalan nyo, date of birth, to check if you are ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom or indeed if you have settled status. Hindi nila ibibigay sa Home Office kung ano nga ang yung medical condition nyo. That is not disclosed. No? But the NHS may simply do that also without referring to you. Pero huwag kayong matakot, no, in relation, for example, to COVID and any and conditions nga like that. So with COVID, the government has already said we're not looking to use any information that is gleaned from COVID charts, saying for immigration purposes nila. And because they would only find out, you know, if the NHS provide them now with the information, and in this case, the NHS would not need to provide them with the information because it's free. So as soon as you say you worried about COVID or you're registering because you want to get a vaccination, you can do that. No, you do not need to be concerned na isusumbong ka nga nila. No, so yung mga kababayan natin, kung kahit wala nga kayong visa, I urge you, no, register or go to the hospital, but you can also register nga with your GP or with a GP kung wala nga kayong GP. It's probably a good idea to do that now, no, and make sure na meron nga kayong information, no, because that's quite obviously important for your health and others nga, no. So the things to look out for, as I say, is kung kailangan yung treatment, don't be afraid, no? So first thing, as I've said, is tingnan nyo, is it primary care? GP, emergency, walang problema. You can get that free. Now, the next thing is secondary care, depends really. Ordinarily resident pa kayo o settled status. Kung nagbayad kang IHS, again, don't worry, because that's covered, no? And then, anyway, there's free treatment regardless of status, depending on the condition. COVID is one, so you don't need to pay. And although the NHS may share some information to check kung if you're entitled to free NHS care, then they would only provide the Home Office with the basic information, hindi medical information nyo. But in any event, for COVID and things like that, they will not check now with the Home Office because they don't need to. No, they don't need to check if you are entitled to NHS care for secondary care because that's not a basis for treatment. So so I hope that clarifies a little bit NHS treatment and immigration. So don't be afraid. You should seek assistance if you need it.
Sa France attorney, no, marami kasi mga TNT ron, libre doon. I don't know if they go to the hospital kung saan yung mga madre, no. But anyway, GP lang ba sa GP lang ba yung pagka-limited leave to remain and yun lang ba, or for example you contracted COVID, siyempre dadalhin ko sa hospital, would they be charging you? Say hindi ka you're just on a visitor's visa.
Yeah. No, kung COVID, no, walang charge, no? Kung ano man status mo, British ka o overstayer ka or indeed visa ka nga. If you need to be treated for COVID and a whole load of other conditions actually, mainly transmittable conditions, but COVID certainly, walang bayad. You will not be charged for it. But primary care, as I say, kung kailangan mong GP, so putting aside COVID, kung kailangan mong GP, you want to register, you can do that, no? Kasi it's primary care. And then also, kung ma-aksidente kayo, then you can go to the A&E and you can be treated. Again, that would be free. Yung nga lang yung follow-up care, kung hindi kayo nagbayad ng IHS, and if you're not ordinarily resident or settled in the United Kingdom.
We have a lot of Spanish. I used to work at the Royal Brompton Hospital, no? Saglit lang 'yon, no? Maraming mga patients doon. There's a department at the Royal Brompton Hospital wherein they're going after these people, yung ganyan, yung mga status or they're using the NHS for free, no? Without paying, so hinahabol because they're not, hindi sila entitled to the services of the NHS. I would notice a lot of patients coming from ordinarily resident in Spain. Is that how you would say it? And yet, when they would have outpatient appointments, and they would come back to the UK. So be simple, in and out, no? In and out. Marami gumagawa nun. Marami rin yata tayong mga kababayan na they decided to go back home. For example, they decided to go back home. Ano ang situation nito? Thinking, di ba, pag ang iniisip ng mga tao, pag nag-retire ako o pag tumanda ako, uuwi na ako sa Pilipinas, doon ako, no? Pero nauubos ang pera at napipilitan bumalik sila. Pagbalik ba nila, okay, may British passport. Pagbalik ba nila, how is that? Sabi mo, they're not ordinarily residents. So, paano yun? They will have to pay?
Yeah, no, possibly. So, ito, no, tama ka, Sonny. Meron tayong mga kababayan nga, no, they've been here a long time, nakakuha na sila ng British citizenship, tapos uwi sila sa atin, and then things don't quite work out, or indeed, nagkasakit sila, they want to come into the UK to then get treated. Now, yun, it's not a done deal, no? A lot of people think, okay, British ako, pwede akong bumalik sa UK and I can get treated in the UK. No. Kailangan nyo pa rin yung dalawa. Okay, you satisfy number 2, which is the settled status, o British ka nga. Pero kung hindi ka ordinarily resident in the UK, so sabihin natin, binenta nyo na lahat ng nandito. So wala na kayong account, wala kayong tinitira nga dito, you're here really just in a hotel or Airbnb for the moment, o nakakatira kayo sa mga kaibigan nga lang, and you only really came to get treated. It doesn't mean that you will get treatment from the NHS. And actually, if you're ordinarily resident, no, so you're missing one of the 2 na conditions nga, kailangan nyo magbayad.
Ayun. Okay. Ayan. Attorney, papakita ko lang yung pinapakita ni Edgar Duway. Medyo papakita ko. Ito, kitang-kita ka sa attorney. Kitang-kita ka sa malaking TV, oh.
Wow. Oh, my goodness me, Mr. Duay, nako.
Kita mo.
I'm on big screen. that's so strange. And flattering.
Ganda, no? Yeah. So yeah. Kita niyo, napakalaki, no? You can kasi nasa YouTube ho. And we have a lot of viewers na let me just tell you, we suggest that you watch us on Filipino TV Europe, no? Ito ho on channel natin so that you will know. This is the channel where you can go to. Ayan, Filipino TV Europe, no? Madali lang ho yan. Pwede naman yung i-type lang. Or you can just type in facebook.com/Filipino TV Europe. Also, it's on YouTube. So, pareho rin yan. So, you can we can have messages from both, no? From YouTube. Hindi ko na makita, no? Hindi lumalabas kasi ito. Hindi ko alam kung nag-hang siya, no? But, okay. So, ayan. Doon ho yung mga
Wow.
pagbati. So, papasok doon. No? Babasahin ko na lang sa cellphone ko yung mga bumabati sa atin sa kabilang... Uh, if we suggest, if you're watching right now, no, Ma'am Cora Carsola, Emeline Rafael, MM Giling, nakita ko yung message ni MM Giling. Hindi namin maifa-flash yung message mo, mababasa ko lang. MM, paki-like na yung lahat ng friends natin. Paki-share naman. We'd like you to
Opo.
share this channel because this is a channel for information, di ba? Good vibes. Making you happy.
Yeah.
So, happy Thursday, happy Tuesday. Andito na ho yan. No? Happy every day. Dito ho sa ating station. And the little thing that we ask of you guys is just to share this because we'd like many more people, di ba? More people to get to know what with the likes of Attorney and Dana and giving out the information. Kamukha nito, Immigration Corner ngayon, no? Ngayon baliho, no? At Legal Advice Corner on Tuesday. So, paki-share lang ho. That's all that we ask from you guys. We know that you welcome us in your homes, but siguro pwede pandagdagan pa ng konti, Attorney, no? So, while welcoming us in their homes, why don't you share? Share. Let people know. Malaman nila. You've got friends in different parts of the UK and different parts of Europe. So, let them know, no? If you're watching us from outside of the UK, welcome. Tuloy kakabayan. You can be here. No? Wala tayong pinapwera, no? Tama ba 'yung pinapwera? Iniitsyapwera o pinapwera, ayan. So,
Yeah.
ayan. Okay. So, pag hindi ko kumabasa, hindi namin mai-flash. Ibig sabihin nun, ang mensahe o hindi nanggaling sa Filipino TV Europe, doon na ho tayo kasi that's gonna be where we are gonna be flashing the messages. For example, like ito, si Teresita Ortman. Si Teresita Ortman is actually messaging us from our YouTube channel, which is Filipino TV Europe. Ayan, so,
Wow.
mababasa mo, Attorney?
Yeah.
Pakibasa nga lang.
Yeah, so galing po to kay Teresita Ortman, ano? Hello, Miss Ortman. Have a nice evening from Switzerland. Wow. Thanks
Ayan.
for watching po.
Okay, ito naman kay Juliet Marcelino, nasa YouTube. Ayan, YouTube ho tayo.
Okay, so Juliet Marcelino, sabi niya, good evening, Sonny and Attorney Lira, and all the viewers. Happy Thursday, everyone. So, smiley face. Thank you for watching, Miss Marcelino. Wow.
Okay. Ito, if you're watching us from, ayan, okay, ito yung mukha mo, nakakitang-kita, no?
Oh, wow.
Oo,
Okay.
oo, naka-flash eh. Oo. Ayan, may link. May link si Oo,
I'm so
Facebook yan.
I tell you what, I'm so impressed with Mr. Duay. No, he's he's just
Oh.
he's technically a genius, no?
Oo.
So
Saludo
click
kami
nyo
sa'yo,
yung
ah.
link for
Click nyo yung
definitely
link
po.
for the YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. Ayun, kasi
Yeah.
siyang one of the very first names, no? When we announced it last time, some people were watching pero hindi sila nag-subscribe. Kamukha, number one na hindi nag-subscribe, na galit tayo. Yung T natin pinangako, hindi na tayo, yung kay Emeline Rafael, wala na, hindi na matutuloy yan. Hindi na, joke lang. Pero lipat na kayo. Punta ko kayo sa Filipino TV Europe. You can watch it
Yeah.
mas malinaw kasi full high definition tayo pag YouTube. So,
Wow,
panood
okay,
lang ho, no?
Makikita nyo pa akong lalo. So, start typing now,
Yes.
Miss Giling. Yeah?
Yes,
Just start
oo.
typing now. Filipino TV Europe.
Europe,
No?
yes.
YouTube. Press. Yeah?
Dalawa, both. Yeah, any of the two, no? So, pwede. So, ito para lang yung mga those of you who have tuned in just now, no? And still are messaging us on Pinoy Radio UK. This is our new Facebook page now, no? Filipino TV Europe. Ayan, no? We're serving the global Pinoy in the UK and Europe. Ayan. Nahihirapan lang ako ilabas yung ating Facebook page, YouTube page, no? Pero, ayan, hindi lumalabas eh. Pero Filipino YouTube at Filipino TV Europe pa rin yan. Basahin ko lang itong mga pagbati, no? Kung may mga tanong na ho kayo, pwede na ho nating basahin yan. Ayan. Si Virginia Smith. Ito, attorney, nasa YouTube. YouTube. Ito, basahin mo natin ito. Antale, para ma-message. May message si Virginia Smith eh. Ayan, attorney, pakabasa. So, halo ho to,
Okay.
Facebook and YouTube. Ayan.
Yeah, no. So galing po to kay Virginia Smith. Happy Thursday, Attorney Lira and Kuya Sonny. Here in your YouTube allow us to message up to 200 letters only. Okay.
Okay,
But that's
okay
quite
lang,
a lot,
okay lang.
no? Hindi ba? Okay lang naman po.
Kailangan mo ba ng mahaba-haba? The second, mag-second message. Oh, ito naman. Si Teresita Ortman is letting us know that she's on both YouTube and Facebook. Ito naman. So, kanina, ito siya kanina, attorney. Nasa YouTube siya. Ayan, nakita mo, Teresita Ortman?
Oo, yeah.
Picture niya ata, pusa. Ngayon, ito naman ngayon siya uli sa Facebook. Ito naman Facebook niya. Ayan. So, nanonood siyang, I don't know, kung sabay siya nang nanonood, no? Okay. Ayan, may bago ko basahin yung tanong ni Edgar Duway. Basahin ko muna. Sabi ni Miss MM Giling, lipat ka na sa Filipino, ano pangalan yan? Paki-like na rin, ha? Paki-like na rin ninyo yung Filipino TV Europe. That's our new home for all of our shows dito. So, and watch out for more shows coming up. MM Giling says, Hi, good evening po, sir, and ma'am, happy Thursday. So, si MM Giling to, yung friend natin, no? Lizzie Hub says, good evening, Sir Sonny and Attorney Lira, happy Thursday and mabuhay. Susan Francisco Batumbakal, ayan, manood, dun ho kayo sa Filipino TV Europe, ha, para mas ma-flash ho natin. Filipino TV Europe, both on Facebook and YouTube, no? So, sabi ni Susan Francisco Batumbakal, good evening, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Lira, happy Thursday po sa inyo. Jenaline the Divas Bacchini, gandang gabi po. Ito, si Emmeline Rafael, ito, hindi siya nag-like ng YouTube, nag-subscribe, at saka ng Facebook page. Kasi lumalabas Pero love natin si Emmeline. Good evening, Sonny and Blooming. Attorney, blooming ka ba?
Wow, well,
sayang, ito,
it's spring.
mas maganda to kung lumabas sa diyan sa ating sa naka-flash, no? Sabi niya, good evening, Sonny and Blooming, Attorney Lira. Ang dami mong description. Ano yung kay Edgar kanina? May description sa iyo? May description siya kanina sa iyo. Ano ba kay Edgar na? Ayan, asan na ba? Meron siyang description sa iyo Nakita ba na asan na ba yun? Hindi ko nakita.
Yeah, I think he very kindly called me elegant or something like that.
Elegant,
so,
exactly.
Yeah,
Tama yan.
He's such a charming chap.
Ito si Marifel, attorney, Marifel Carino Balistoy Talosig. Parang nagagalit siya. Sabi niya,
Bakit?
always watching from Scotland po. Kita mo, talagang galit siya. Lagi niya pinasabi niya, I am always watching. Thank you, Marifel, no? Elsa Villanueva says, good evening po and God bless sa inyong dalawa. Watching po from Hammersmith, London. Always stay safe po. Ayan, ito yung teacher namin nung grade school, no? Ma'am Cora Carsola, hello Sir Sonny, Attorney Lira, and all. Masayang Huwebes. Ma'am Cora, watch on Filipino TV Europe. So, yes, please. Maraming nanonood. Hindi ko na babasahin yung ibang mga pero sige, basahin ko na. Litis Catanris, Lomas Amayla, Sulaika Sendad, Elvina Peñarica, no? Lomas Amayla, Evelyn Anding, ayan. Ayan, Uriel Bo, okay, Alice Malyo, Hilda Proudfoot, ang ganda ng pangalan, Proudfoot.
Wow.
Yeah,
Proudfoot.
Proudfoot. Ayan, no? Ses Laksamana. Sabi ni James Koto, hello, attorney. A person with no visa can use address of friend where he stays. There's no fine for the friend. Yeah. Can you get? There's no fine for the friend. What do you?
Yeah.
Ano sagot niya, attorney?
Yeah. So So the fine is ang batas doon, ang pangalan right to rent, no? Which is actually frankly a silly description for it, because it's really not right to rent, it's really limit to rent, no? So kung nakikitira kayo, no, pero hindi naman kayo nagbabayad nga, no? So you're not renting as such, then that's fine. So kung nakitira nga lang kayo sa kaibigan, o indeed kung meron kayong relationship, no, doon kayo nakatira, don't be afraid. That's not in breach of this right to rent legislation. Yung right to rent legislation, it imposes on landlords the obligation to check if you have status in the UK, no? So and if you don't have status, or indeed if they don't check, then they can be fined, no? Pero kung nakikita ka lang, walang problema.
Ayan. Okay. So, kung nakikita ka lang, no? Okay. For temporarily, no? Okay lang.
Yun nga.
Okay,
Yun nga.
okay lang.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Ito lumalabas sa YouTube natin sa Filipino TV Europe. Ayan. Si Edgar Duway, may tanong siya, attorney. Okay. Ito ang kanyang tanong. Ayan.
Oh, okay. So this is from our favorite Mr. Duway. So sabi niya dito, tanong po, kung tourist po dito at inabot ng COVID, pagka nakasakit po ng malubha, kahit hindi COVID-related, gagamutin pa din ba siya ng NHS?
Nang walang bayad, walang limit
nang
ang
walang
medical
bayad.
case. Nang walang bayad, walang limit ang medical case.
Okay. Yeah, that is when you go back itong ordinarily resident, the secondary care. So, sabihin natin, actually this happens unfortunately. Pumasok dito yung tao, no? Visitor visa sabihin natin. Tapos hindi siya nakalabas. Yung kaibigan nga niya sabihin na hindi siya nakauwi because initially of COVID. Tapos lumala nga siya dito, no? Now, ang question, which is a very valid and actually very good question nga, is can he then get treatment under the NHS? The answer will probably be for free, no? The answer is probably not for free, no? Dahil yun, kailangan niyang pakita if it's secondary care, no? So ibig sabihin sa hospital na and they're being treated for something else, no? Not an emergency anymore. You need to show yung two things po. So unang-una yung ordinarily resident, ang pangalawa yung settled status. So kahit nga ordinarily resident yung tao nga dito, dahil tagalan nga siya, let's say for whatever reason he treats the UK as home, kahit makalusot kayo dun sa ordinarily resident, the difficulty is settled status, hindi siya settled status. So ibig sabihin, sisingilin siya.
Ayun, okay. Alright. Attorney, paano kunyari, let's say naipit dito, tourist visa, halimbawa, okay? Tapos, eventually, nagbumisita, syempre, nag-lockdown, di ba? Wala ka nang kasama. Siguro, for some reason, bigla siyang nabuntis ng isang Briton, be it a Filipino or Briton talaga, no? Paano yon? So, kunyari, dito, manganganak na siya. Will she be allowed to stay on, for example, after makapanganak? Let's say you can stay here for another 6 months or about a year. O soon as makapanganak ka at maluwag na, kailangan umuwi ka ba?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a fairly common problem at the moment. It's not necessarily just relating to pregnancy. I mean, when are you expected to return? No, so ito po. Kung yun nga, they should not send you back if you are still in danger, no? So they won't just send you back the day after the operation because you need recuperation now for that. That's not generally how it works. Pero kung sabihin natin nandito, taking that example, dumating dito yung tao, and yes, say visa 6 months. During that 6 months, meron siya nakilala. And then she fell pregnant, but she has not made nga an application to the Home Office for any kind of visa, no? So she's not paid, for example, the IHS surcharge. So naging overstayer na siya. Tapos dito siya nanganak. Actually, at that point, no, because it's really secondary care, yeah, the birth, you know, because she's not settled status in the UK, even if she's ordinarily resident in the UK, that would raise a charge. So NHS. So pwede siyang singilin.
Okay. Yan ang ginagawa namin sa Brompton nun, attorney. Naniningil kami. Meron kami particular department na naniningil. No? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ito, may mga pagbati pa sa Facebook dito, no? Ito si bago ba 'to?
Actually,
Go ahead,
just on,
attorney.
yeah, just on that, in fact, yung kung singiling kayo, tapos hindi ka nagbayad, and you then have what's called NHS debt, no? Pagka nagpasok ko yung application, kung ano man, that's actually a reason for refusal. If you have an NHS debt. So,
Refusal
kung meron
for...
kayong utang
Oo.
So, meron kayong utang sa NHS, tapos magpapasok yung application, ang payo ko, settle that debt first. Because otherwise, they can refuse you just because may utang ka sa NHS.
Ayun, oh. Okay. So, ayan. Usually, malaki-laki yan. Because British pounds ang pinag-uusapan. Kung peso ang pera mo, di ba? Malaki-laki ang babayaran mo. Biruin mo, magkano yung were we discussing yung magkano yung if you wanna come back and then yung hotel stay mo, how much? 1,750 ba yan? Pounds?
Yeah,
Magkano yun?
1,750. The quarantine in the hotel. So I think they're charging at the moment 1,750.
1,750. Di parang ano yan, let's just say, more than, parang ano na yan, parang 100,000 pesos na yan. Kung let's say, sa Pilipinas, murang-mura. Pero dito, no? Kaya nga iba, a lot of people I was talking to a lot of, yung mga meron silang mga relatives in other countries, and they instead of coming back, wag na muna, magpapatila sila, because if you're 4 or 5, magkano yan? Diba? That's a huge chunk of money, 5,000 plus 6,000, 7,000 pounds, diba? Wala lang para sa pag-hospital stay. You'd rather stay muna doon, enjoy the sun kung may sun doon, or wherever you are, no? Diba? Doon ka na muna. Okay. Ayan, okay. Merong mga pagbati lang, no? Si Hilda Proudfoot, no? Kung nasan man kayo, I mean, go to YouTube, no? Go to Filipino TV Europe, no? Sinusundo na kayo ni Edgar Duway doon, no? Si Lady Victoria Shallow. Ganda naman pa. Lady kaya talaga to, attorney? Lady Victoria, di ba? Pagka lady, sir, no? Maganda, no? Hi there, sir, madam. Watching here, Chelsea, London. Tama nga, lady. Taga Chelsea, no? Very interesting to watch and listening to you guys. Lady Victoria, baka you could watch us also on Filipino TV Europe, no? Or on Filipino TV Europe YouTube page, no? So both YouTube and Facebook, no? Pwede. Jane Cantos, attorney, says, good evening, Sir Sonny and Attorney Lira. Silent watching. Siguro baka nag-away sila ng kanyang husband. So silent watching siya ngayon. Silent watching and listener here. God bless you all. No, we love you. Anybody who's watching us and maski silently o maski maingay, welcome kayo. Paki-share lang. Can you please share the show, no? I-share nyo lang sa inyong mga personal page nyo. People share a lot of things, di ba? Ito na mas maganda kung talagang if you find this informative and you love the program and you find it very interesting, sabi nga ninyo, lalo na kay Lady Victoria. I'd love to meet Lady Victoria, attorney, Imagine, no? Pilipina, lady. No?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Nabasa ko ba ito kay Elsa Villanueva? Sabi niya, maraming salamat po sa mga paliwanag niyo, attorney, tungkol sa NHS and immigration topic. I would say very informative, na dagdagan ang aking kaalaman. Ayan, imagine mo yan, Imagine
Salamat po.
Salamat, no? Okay, sandali, Okay, Wilma Paltao Crane, no? I think this is the first time. Is it the first time I read your name, no? Hello po, watching from Norwich. Ayan. Uy!
Oh, okay.
Lumilipat na yung mga ibang kakilala natin dyan. Ito si Teresita Ortman, nagmamalaki siya na siya ay nanonood sa dalawang devices. Kita mo naman, social attorney, tablet and, ano sabi niya? Tablet, ayan. Phone and tablet.
And phone.
Ayun, yan.
Oh, wow.
So, hindi ka kaya awayin ng yung husband o yung partner, no? Dahil baka sabi niya, ano ka ba? Addict ka ba sa immigration corner, no? Imagine mo yan, two monitors at the same time, attorney, ha? Edgardo Enriquez, kaibigan natin yan, nasa YouTube siya, no? Sabi niya, good evening, Mr. Laragan and Attorney Lira. Happy Thursday to everyone. Ayan, si Edgardo Cagahatyan Enriquez. Ayan. O yan, si Ma'am Cora Corsola. Ayan, finally. Many thanks, Edgar,
wonderful.
my dear. So, nahuli mo, Ma'am Cora. Ang kulang na lang, yung isang partner, si Emeline Rafael. Hinihintay nating pumasok sa Filipino TV Europe. Ayan.
And Miss Giling.
And Miss Giling, oo, paki-like nyo na kasi ito yung bago natin tahanan. It's our new home starting now, from now on. Ito ho yan, no? To those who are tuned in just now, kami ho ni Attorney, andito ho kami every week, pero we'd like you to be with us sa ating bagong tahanan. Ayan ho. Yan ho ang ating bagong new home. Saan ba yan? Ayan ang ating bagong home, no? Filipino TV Europe. Kasi meron tayong mga viewers, attorney, from different parts of Europe. So, we are serving the global Pinoy in the UK and Europe. Ayan. So, okay. Ayan, okay. Asa na ba tayo, attorney? Nahihirapan tayong, oops, asa na ba yan? Ayan. Okay, no, bigla tayong nawala. Very interesting daw. May comment lang dito, nakikita ko. Yung mga itim daw, sabi, yung mga itim, Sir Sonny at Attorney Lira, merong ginagawang isang GP lang. Puro itim sila, puro sila illegal. Pwede ba yun? Attorney, illegal, I don't know, illegal, magulo yata to. Siguro meron mga GP, are there GPs who are, sabi mo nga, di ba, sa primary care, but limited leave as long as, merong, pakiulit nga doon sa mga first time na dumating, na maaaring tourist visa, kailan sila po pwedeng libre sa NHS? You were mentioning primary care, secondary care, and then three,
Yung nga.
Diba?
So ito po, kung tourist visa kayo, no? So o kaya wala na kayong status, sabihin natin, yeah. So overstayer na nga kayo. Kung question kung natatakot nga kayong pumunta sa GP, mag-register sa GP, dahil akala nyo nga unang-una baka masita kayo ng home office o kaya wala nga kayong pera, primary care, no? Yung GP nga o kung aksidente kayo at A&E, kung primary care po yun, libre. The NHS will treat you, no? And para sa GP, you can register nga actually with the GP. It's up to them, of course, if they have nga space for you to register you. But they should register you regardless of kung anumang status nyo. They may well ask you for some questions, but as I say, the primary care, libre po yun. Now, on top of that, kung sabihin natin you unfortunate and you contracted COVID or you think na you contracted COVID, then COVID po and other conditions, transmittable conditions nga, TB for example, tuberculosis, they are free for treatment. So huwag kayong matakot. Kahit wala kayong status, kung kailangan nyo ng treatment, especially at the moment nga yung COVID, you should register with the GP, especially so that you can get vaccinated, no? And dahil hindi nga nila kailangan malaman kung ordinary resident kayo o resettled status kayo dito, yung NHS, hindi nila kailangan yun because it's free naman, then they will not make contact nga with the home office because they don't need to. So, huwag kayo matakot, you should still get vaccinated po.
Okay. Batiin ko lang si James Corocoto. That's a very cute name. No? James Corocoto is watching us right now. No? Ito, meron tayong dalawang viewers. Nakakatuwa ang kanilang... of course, we have Hilda Proudfoot and we also have Nes Laylay. No? So, Nes Laylay and Joe Cruz. Welcome, Joe. Si Joe, kaibigan natin yan. Avid golfer din yan. No? Si Joe Cruz. Joe, long time no see, ayan, si Joe Cruz. So, Nes Laylay and Hilda Proudfoot. Okay. O, sabi ni Edgar Duway, taga-sundo lang ako, sabi niya. Kasi sinundo niya yung mga tao. Naglipatan na, ayan. Welcome po, taga-sundo lang po ako sa kabila. Okay. Nakita naman niyo si Edgar, nanonood siya ng attorney, the whole, ito, di ba? Ito siya sandali lang, ha? Ito siya, attorney, na nakakapanood, kita mo naman yung talagang malaking-malaki ang yung ayan, sandali lang.
Yeah, I'm jealous, no? Ang TV niya, ang laki na, it's practically a cinema, no?
Oo, ito, attorney, ayan, look at that. Oh.
Wow, yeah. At ang gandang bahay mo, Mr. Duway, wow.
Oo, ano kaya ulam nila Edgar Duway? Ano yan table yan Nakatakip yung siguro baka may isa pang hindi, nakakain na ba yan? Hindi pa, parang nagsisimula pa lang kumain. Ano ba yan, attorney? How do you take out of it? Is it like they're just about to start?
It's too clean at the moment. So
well, thank you, Edgar. Maraming salamat. Okay, may tanong dito, no? Ito from sa ating sa YouTube, no? So pwede ho magtanong YouTube and Facebook, no? Any of the two na Filipino TV Europe. Ito nandito ho sa taas ko, ito. Ayan, Filipino TV Europe. Nakikita niya, meron dyan parang icon. Ayan. Si Virginia Smith says, most of our kababayans, attorney, ikaw nga magbasa. Aking dila pala sumasabit-sabit. Sige, go ahead. Yung pagkakulang dito, babasahin ko. Yeah.
Okay, so Virginia Smith, ito pong sabi niya, most of our kababayan ask this question, and they're conflated about what's best options. If the worker said if the worker said to say have a COVID test,
sad to say. Sabi niya, if the worker is sad to say have a COVID and needs to self-isolate for 3 weeks or 1 month, okay, tutuloy natin yung next, siguro baka may next na Sabi ni Virgin, employer give them options to choose. 1, take siguro absence of as SSP statutory 6 pay, £90 per week siguro. Yeah. Number 2, take an absent as vacation and use the remaining vacation leave. Number 3, file for furlough. Ayan. Ayun. Baka nag-i-inform lang siya, gano'n ba? Attorney, yes?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a concern if those are the choices nga being given, because it's really not really a choice, no? So unang-una po the third option nga yung furlough, no? Furlough is of course kung hindi sila kailangan, no? ng employer. It's not because they've contracted or being treated nga for COVID. So that's a misuse really of furlough. Now, the second option na sabi nga niya dito yung holiday, take it as holiday. That's a big no, okay? Bawal po 'yon, no? Kung yung employer niyo sabi nila, sabi niyo I've contracted COVID, or I have to self-isolate nga because I think I have COVID. Kung sabi nila, ang sagot nila okay, in that case, take it as a vacation. Hindi po yung pwede. Now, if you have COVID, or you have to nga self-isolate, absolutely, you can certainly, they can pay you statutory sick pay, and that's something actually that they can claim back nga from the government. But you should not be told, okay, furlough ka, o kaya take it as a holiday. Those would be in breach, actually, of your employment rights.
Okay. Saglit lang, attorney, no? At may tanong dito sa atin. Okay, sandali lang. Kumakain kasi si Edgar. Ano ba itong kinakain niya?
Kumain ba siya?
Oo, kumakain. Alright. So merong additional parang rito. May question dito si Edgar yata, may question. Sabi niya, Ayan, attorney, pakibasa lang.
Okay, si Mr. Duay, sabi niya dito, tanong po uli, kung ala ka ng status dito sa UK, kung nagpagamot ka sa NHS and they treated you, are they compelled to report you to siguro the Home Office?
Home
no?
Office,
Kung
yeah,
talaga,
as illegal status. So.
as illegal. No, they're not actually compelled to do that. In fact, there was in 2018, so actually not that long ago, no, it was the Home Office actually were forced to abandon what's called information sharing with the NHS, the data sharing, because basically they were looking to use it nga to try and trace people who are overstayers, for example. But that was abandoned, as I say, in 2018. So they don't have to report you. They will only nga make contact with the Home Office kung gusto nilang makita if you are entitled actually to NHS free care. So by that, I mean ordinarily resident and settled status, because that's the only way really they can double check kung talagang you're entitled to NHS care. But they don't have to report you. Sorry, Sonny, bigla kang
Sorry,
nawala.
attorney. Oh yeah, sorry, attorney. Hindi, attorney, ano ko lang, doon sa may primary care, di ba hindi ba stricto ang mga GPs that they would require sometimes kung yun nga, to find out kung meron kayong status ng tao? Are you saying that during this time, is this like abnormal times, or is that both normal and abnormal times? You can have access to primary care via the GPs.
No, it's the normal. It's the normal situation nga. So even pre-COVID, it is the case for primary care. No, so contact with the GP and yung A&E, for example. So yung first contact nyo, you can be treated under the NHS and they will not charge you, or they should not charge you nga. The registration with the GP also, you can do that regardless nga of your status. It's just marami tayong mga kababayan nga natatakot sila because wala nga silang status dito. But I think even especially po ngayon, no, it's important that you do register with your GP, no. And at the moment they're being quite generally the Home Office, for example, being quite kind, no, because they want to encourage people to register and be treated for COVID. So I would say this is probably actually a very good time kung wala ka nga kayong GP to actually register with the GP, because once you're registered with the GP, unang-una for the COVID, you can be treated if you for example have it, and also to ensure that you get vaccinated. Pagka na-register na kayo sa GP, then that is then your GP. So later on, post-COVID, hopefully, you then have your GP. So ang payo ko, you should do it. You should register with the GP.
Ayan. Okay, so okay. All right. Aba si Edgar sabi niya ito, talagang tama hindi pa siya kumakain, no. Attorney, we appreciate what he's doing, no, because sumusundo siya sa iba-ibang mga channels just to bring them to Filipino TV Europe, no. Ayan, no. Eating sorry. Ito message niya. Sabi niya ayan.
Oh, sabi niya, watching you guys while eating caldereta. Oh, and ano yan? Tinapa. No, tinapa. Dagdag kaalaman ng nabusog ka pa.
Dagdag kaalaman na busog ka pa. Ayan.
Nabusog pa.
Oo, dagdag kaalaman. Ano ba dagdag kaalaman? Parang
dagdag kaalaman. So, to know, no? Dagdag additional. Yeah. So, well, thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Duarte, for postponing your dinner, no? To join us. Bait mo naman.
Sabay yan, actually, ini-enjoy yata niya, attorney, yung show na kumakain siya ng kaldereta and tinapa, and enjoying the show on a very huge screen.
Enjoying, no? Sorry.
Enjoying.
on the big screen.
Siya. Oh, big screen kasi naka-smart TV siya, no? And would like to encourage our kababayans, if you have YouTube and you're watching us on YouTube, you can watch us on you can transfer this to your smart TVs, no? Kaya yeah, maganda yan, maganda yan. Uh,
So yun
ano
nga
to?
po. So kung yung nanonood sa amin, yung nanonood ngayon, so tingnan yung panibago naming bahay, no? Sonny. So type in Filipino, Filipino TV Europe, no? Facebook page o kaya yung YouTube, and then you'll find us. So you, like Mr. Dua, you'll see us in big if you even have a smart TV.
Minention mo yung big TV. Ito yung big TV niya. Oh, ayan kita mo naman.
Wow, it's huge.
Oh, laki,
Yeah.
no? Laki yan, malaki.
Yeah, it's like a cinema, no?
Oo, mukhang malaki yan. Ilang inches ba yan, Edgar? Baka ano yan, mga 40, 50, 45, 48. No, malaki-laki yan. Sakit ng dila. Overstaying po ako.
Oh.
Pag nahuli po ako, anong gagawin sa akin?
Okay. So
Pag nag-overstay ba ang tao, ano ba ginagawa pag nag-overstay, nahuli? Hinuhuli ba yan? O, oops.
So sabihin natin, overstayer, just generally nga overstayer, tapos nahuli nga. So ang unang-unang gagawin nila, they will see about interviewing you, no? So at the interview, they will ask nga mga details, kailan ka dumating dito, do you have any family in the United Kingdom? So kung may pamilya ka dito, you must also, especially kung may pamilya ka dito, you should say, because it could be that you want to make an application nga on the basis of family life. So unang-unang mangyayari sa'yo, they will interview you. Now, it's probably, they can release you after interview, and they can ask you to come back for further interview, for example, but they can also detain you. So if they detain you, it means they'll transfer you to one of the detention centers. It could be, no, and they may keep you until either you make an application, tapos you make and then you are bailed, o kaya if you don't make an application, or indeed if you agree nga, then they can certainly send you back. No? So yun. So pero importante nga, when they interview you, especially kung may pamilya kayo dito, you should disclose that. And by all means, ask to speak nga with the solicitor. No? Get advice. You can speak with someone nga, you can call me, for example, nga, you can speak with me over the phone, you can provide me with documents by fax nga, you can give them the documents, they can email, you can either fax it to me or indeed email it to me. So there are things that can be done. So seek advice before, for example, agreeing to return. Sorry, Sonny. Hindi ka namin marinig.
Sorry, attorney. Oh yeah, sorry, attorney. This need switch off ko yung aking microphone. Pagka ba dineport, halimbawa, sabi mo may mga options, either they decide to put you in a detention center, or what's the other option, to send you off straight away?
Yeah, they can release you, of course, no.
Okay.
They may say, okay, come back to report, or they ask for your address, and then the Home Office will write to you later on about reporting nga. So there are a number nga of options, but what I often nga say to clients is, kung wala nga kayong status dito, natatakot kayo, then it's probably a good idea, even if you are not yet in that position, hopefully you won't be in that position, is seek advice, no? So at least meron kayong plano. Kung ito mangyari, what do you do? I mean, it could be that you also decide, well, wala namang pag-asa, you want to go back, and then you do. But just beware, kung papauwiin kayo, no? So silang bibili ng ticket nyo, then that may then mean that you can't come back for a minimum of 5 years, no? Unless you're coming back, for example, as a spouse. So again, be careful. Now, if you pay your own fare, then it could be that the time limit before you can come back is it could be as little as 12 months. But the reality is if you're found to be in breach of your immigration condition, unless you're coming back, say, as a spouse or family basis, you will have difficulties coming back to the United Kingdom.
Merong sinasabi, attorney, na di ba airport to airport, yung tipong pagdating na sa airport hindi ka na tinanggap Are there cases na pwede kang mag-appeal habang nandito ka o habang, is there an opportunity pa o wala na? Pag sinabing airport to airport, from your airport origin, pagdating mo sa UK, ibabalik ka. Kaya ba? Meron, kunyari, kung you feel legitimate yung ano mo, at baka, di ba, the decision is on the, how do you call it? Port of entry officer? How do you call that person?
Yeah, the immigration officer.
Immigration officer, yeah.
So, lumipad ka, no?
Lumipad from the Philippines, dumating ka.
Yeah.
May visa ka siguro maayos. Oo.
Yeah.
Nasa Heathrow ka.
Ayaw kong papasukin.
Ayaw kong papasukin.
So they ask you some questions, nagduda sila, ayaw kong papasukin nga, no? Unfortunately, there's no appeal in country for something like that. Now, kung bumalik ka sa atin, sabihin natin, especially if you're on a family type visa, then you can appeal it actually from there, no? So there's a possibility of appealing, say, refusal for entry into the UK from the Philippines. You have 28 days then to do that if they then issue you nga with the refusal. So usually mangyayari, it's not that they will say to you why it is that they're refusing entry. And it could be that you have a possibility of challenging that. But if you're a visitor, sabihin natin you visitor visa, nandito ka, and for whatever reason, nagdududa sila na actually you're not looking to visit. There's no right of appeal certainly in country. Papabalikin ka. So you don't even get beyond really the airport.
So generally, yung mga ganyang cases on visitors visa, no, you get refused, no? You refused entry. Yes. Okay. All right. Kasi hindi mo na pwedeng sabihin, teka muna, can I consult a lawyer? I've been watching Immigration Corner from the Philippines. Every 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, I got the number of Attorney LIRA CABATBAT. Can I call her? Hindi pa pwede, no? O pwede rin?
Well, you can. You can. Yung nga lang, it's a question of timing nga, no? So, it could be that you have time also to do that. It could be that sabihin natin you landed at 1 o'clock in 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Tapos the next flight is the following day. No, absolutely. You can ask to make some phone calls, no? Yung telephone number namin. And just emphasize nga it's urgent. Na you're at the airport and this is the issue. So it could be that we can make representations nga to the immigration officer there. Yeah, no, it's a possibility, but it's really a question of timing.
Okay. May question, okay. So yes, may question si Edgar dito, no? Okay. All right. Sabi niya, follow-up question po. Ayan, nasa YouTube pa rin siya, no? Nag-enjoy siya sa YouTube, malaki yung screen niya, no?
Yeah, ang screen niya.
Ayan, attorney, sige, can you read the part lang na nababasa mo?
Okay, so sabi po ni Ed Duay, follow-up question po, mananagot ba ang ang kamag-anak dito ng overstayer pag nahuli sila, talo na kung sila lalo na so kung naka-declare sila sa visa application
as relative here in the UK?
Yeah, not yes and no, no? So ito po, kung ino-sponsoran mo yung tao dito, sabihin natin may pamangkin ka, dumating nga sila dito, visit visa, tapos they overstayed, sabihin natin. You as the sponsor would have given you undertaking, no? Na pagka nandito sila, ikaw bahalang lahat. And that will include, for example, NHS assistance, no? Which of course they're not entitled to. So sabihin natin may mangyari sa kanila, masagasaan, and then they need NHS care, no, beyond the primary care. strictly speaking, you gave your undertaking, no? So they can chase you for the cost of treating because you gave your undertaking na ikaw ang bahala sa kanila. So yung mga kababayan natin, I know sometimes nga your undertaking, but think twice, 3 times before you do.
Ayan. Meron akong kakilala, attorney, kinakapatid ko, no? Kinuha niya yung kanyang mother to visit the UK. Pero pinasamahan yung younger sister niya. Tapos, may sinasabi niya, hindi ko alam kung totoo ba yan? Kasi sabi niya, blacklisted ako sa home office. Kasi nga hindi na umuwi yung sister. Tapos, nag-asawa ng Irish yata dito. Kumbaga, parang pinartner ni Reto. So, totoo ba yan? Is there such a thing na blacklisted?
No, blacklist is probably too strong a word, no? So basically, what normally happens, especially now, we know that of course, we're all computerized and data is all linked. Kung lagi nga yung nangyayari, no? So it could be the next time gusto mong imbitahin yung nanay uli dito, that they may be concerned because they may think that you encourage, no, the overstaying. But it's very rare that actually happens. And usually it is where hindi nga lang isang beses nangyari, but it happens a good few times. So it doesn't mean that you're blacklisted as such, that you as a sponsor can't sponsor anyone anymore. Well, by sponsor, iimbitahan mo. So it's not strict. It's not as bad actually as that. So it's not really being blacklisted, but some concerns may be expressed. If they do, sometimes they don't bother.
Ayan, okay. All right. Well, siguro yun ang muna mga questions natin, attorney, no? Basahin ko lang yung some of the people who are greeting us, watching us na hindi natin nakikita sa ating sa ating mga monitors. Si Izel Menyeda, attorney, no? Bernadette Bermudez Katubig, Leia Noes Onroman, Imelda Hintay Fernandez, Elvina Peñarica, Lay Valdez, no? Angelita Garcia, Cesar Badjet, no? And Kokoy Timbang. Scroll down, ayan, makikita nyo yung yung live show natin. There we are.
Yeah,
so,
live tayo.
So live tayo. Oops, asa na ba yan? Yan. So there you are. Okidoki. Yeah. So maraming salamat, no? Maraming salamat doon sa mga nanonood. So attorney, baka meron kang nais na banggitin, baka may naalala ka na kalimutan mo at because we're gonna see you again next week. Nako, March ka na namin makikita.
Talaga?
Wow. I think so. Because I think so. Last March to ng last Thursday na to ng month of February, 'di ba? Hanggang 28 lang. Imagine.
Yeah, astonishing, no? Talaga, no, astonishing. March na tayo. Hopefully, actually, it was March last year, no? Umpisa ng lockdown. So we're knocking on 1 year, no? Diba?
Oo, mga March 15, 16, 17 yata, parang gano'n eh. Because I remember
in a couple of weeks.
I was in Spain, attorney, about a year ago, from the 9th of March till the 14th. And it's a good thing that we left. Yung 14th na yun was the last day because the day after sinarado na ang Spain. Nagsarado na. Oo. And when I was there, we were so fearful because we were staying in Torrevieja, in Costa Blanca. And yung Madrid na parang may malakas ang infection because they were closing down Madrid. Some of the people who had homes in the countryside, yung place namin, from Madrid, we're coming back, and natatakot yung mga tao dahil baka magdala ng ng virus yung mga taga Madrid, no? And so it's a good thing we were able to leave that day. Kung hindi, attorney, andun ako siguro, naipit ako ng for how many weeks then siguro or months, I don't know, no? So thankfully,
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah,
how
sometimes nga months.
yeah. How are you? How was it? How are you? How are you during that time? Nandito ka lang, nasa office ka. You were here in London, siyempre, no?
Yeah, I think March last year. Yeah, no, I was working, and actually, a few weeks nga before, I had just booked, in fact, um, a holiday to Barcelona. No,
Really?
I think it was yeah, and so because at the time, sabi nila, no, it's probably not going to be well. There was no indication how bad it was going to be. No, so yeah, so I booked a couple of weeks now. So I've never been to Barcelona, so I was so looking forward nga to going. But yeah, and then from March,
Spain,
yeah,
eh.
it just
Oh,
got worse
Spain.
and worse. No,
Oh,
nga,
Spain yan. So hindi
yeah,
mo
so
natuloy.
it would have been great. Hindi ako natuloy, and I'm still trying to get to Spain. But hopefully nitong summer. You never know, no? Hindi siguro, hindi siguro. But because summer is not too long from now. But look, I think actually you started nga, no, the itong programa last year in reply to the lockdown to help nga alleviate the the loneliness and that a lot of people were no doubt no, feeling at the time. So at least meron silang kasama, no? Because I remember actually joining first time. Yeah, so it's so and now yeah we're here and we are on YouTube and Facebook, no, Filipino
Yes.
TV Europe. So it's
Yes.
it's certainly moved on, no, gone.
Yes.
So that's a positive from what has happened nga, no, diba?
Ako naman, twice na cancel yung flight ko sa Spain. Itong third flight ko, because I think you have to wait for them to cancel it. Kasi if you rebook it, you will pay the difference. Di ba? Just wait
Yeah.
for them now na i-cancel yung flight mo para sila na mag-rebook ng flight mo. So I haven't still canceled my June flight. Okay, hoping na ako na mag-improve tong ating yung ating condition dito sa sa Europe, sa UK, no. Talagang malaking problema kasi ito, no. We cannot move, we cannot lahat. I don't know, may dumating ka na bang sa sa isa yung what do you call this sa vaccination mo?
The vaccine,
Wala ka ba schedule?
hindi pa po.
Wala ka ba?
I'm yeah, no, actually, I think I may contact now with my GP because I must say, alam ko, sometimes nga, maraming mga tao, may mga taong natatakot nga sila, and anti-vaccine movement nga. But I am so looking forward nga to getting vaccinated because I think it is a very good step towards getting out of this horrible situation.
Yeah,
Hindi nga lang na that it means that you may not contract it, which would be good. But if everyone has that, no, then hopefully we will beat this virus and we can get back to some normality, no. But in the meantime, yung NHS treatment, kung natakot kayo, you think meron kayong COVID o meron kayong kilala, you think nahawa nga kayo, don't be afraid don't think na you can't afford it, because it's actually one of the few things they will treat you for, libre pa po, so do it, no. And if you can get vaccinated, again, do it.
Okay. Doon sa mga bagong nanonood ho, punta ho kayo sa Filipino TV Europe next time, no. Doon ho kayo. Ito, meron sa Sonny LARAGAN Facebook page. Ito, meron bumate, no? Sabi ni Felix Escalona. Ito, matutuwa ka rito, attorney. Sabi niya, good evening po. Sabi niya, at last, parang at last, nakaabot ako. Hindi ako ngayon team replay. Kaya parang nasa team replay siya. Yung team na laging, the group of people who just are able to watch it via replays, no? So, his name is Felix Escalona. Welcome, Felix, ha? Doon ka pumunta sa Filipino I-like na rin ninyo, no? Everybody, no, yung mga friends kayo, mga ano, no? Ito ho, i-like ko ninyo ang Filipino TV Europe, no? Ito ho yan. For those of you who are watching right now, no, late tuners, no, na sumali sa atin, Filipino TV Europe, that's on Facebook and on YouTube, no? Makikita rin nyo sa YouTube. Hindi nag-aano sa akin sa YouTube, eh. Hindi nag-aano, eh. Para sana ano natin. Anyway, so may pagbati rito, attorney, si do you remember this name coming up in previous mga programs? Ayan, no? Mabati. Ang maganda salamin niya, maganda hair niya.
Yes, yeah.
Rhea Gatchalian. Nag-high lang siya.
Yeah.
Ayun, may parang maliit na babae na kumakaway. Ayun, kumakaway. Yeah. So, thank you. Felix Escalona, nakakatuwa naman, no? Team replay daw siya, no? That's good. Well, it's nice finally.
Yes, good. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Pero just the same, panonoorin pa rin niya replay. You know why? Because 99% of the show o 95% of the show hindi niya napanood. Ngayon lang siya dumating. Napapanood niya yung ending, di ba? So, Felix, sige, panoorin mo pa rin. You're still a part of team replay, no? And tomorrow, we're gonna be replaying itong program na to. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, you can watch it, no? Evening and morning. Okay, attorney, baka meron kang mga mensahe pa o mga pagbate o baka nais mo any shout-outs before we say goodbye? Yes.
Well, actually, as a shout-out, it's I have a cousin who's presently in the Philippines, no? So Cleo. So hello, Cleo. Nag-usap kami kanina, and she's missing the United Kingdom. So
okay.
yeah, but she so nasa Pinas nga siya ngayon. So it's so this is what you're missing, Cleo, no? So come back soon. So we'll so now just to say again, ito po. I know I repeat this every time, but talaga it's so good of you to join us. And next week, please join us sa panibago naming bahay. That's Filipino TV Europe, no? Facebook and also nga YouTube. So spread the word also. Hopefully yung programa nga namin it's of help. But truly I am so humbled. I'm particularly humbled by Mr. Duwai, who's put us on a huge TV. I'm so jealous also. So it's so kind of you to truly take and listen to us. Hopefully it's given some useful information. If it's not directly relevant to you, then hopefully it's relevant to maybe some friends or family. But thank you very much. Nga. I'm humbled by your generosity in joining us. Salamat po.
Ayan, nako, maraming salamat. Talaga, totoo yan sinasabi ni attorney, totoo yung sinasabi namin. We're thankful for letting us in your homes, no? Sa mga bahay ninyo. Meron lang kami konting request, i-share nyo naman. Di ho ba? Nandun na kayo, pinatuloy nyo na eh. And let's make this ito ang parang social bubble natin by way of doing this program. Kami naman ni attorney ay masaya na doing this, no? Ako, maski yung ngipin ko, masakit yung, hindi ngipin, kundi yung dila ko, at medyo kailangan pag nagsasalita ako, iniiwasan ko yung ngipin ko sa ano. Pero siyempre, the show must go on, and we have to do this dahil parang mission na ho namin no? When you say interesting, informative, di ba? Natutuwa ho kami. It makes us happy, no? Dahil you find it informative and you find it interesting. So, and also, it makes you happy also because it's a happy Tuesday, di ba? Yun ang ating ngayon Parang byline natin. Immigration Corner, Happy Tuesday. If you want to be happy, Thursday. Watch the Immigration Corner. Be with Attorney LIRA Simon CABATBAT and Mr. Sonny LARAGAN. Ayan. So, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Sa ngalan ho ni Attorney LIRA Simon CABATBAT, ito po si Sonny LARAGAN, saying thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay dito sa ating palatuntunan na Immigration Corner. Thanks, and hope you had an informative and interesting night and a happy night. So, let's see each other again next Thursday for another edition of Immigration Corner on a happy Thursday. So till then, bye, take care, good night.